Question number 1. Here we are learning about subscribing a magazine. Now what may be the chances? Those who already subscribe, do not subscribe now. Okay, so there are two cases. Subscribing, do not subscribe. Similarly, this side also I will write subscribe and do not subscribe. So these are the two cases in which I have to read the problem. So this is a subscription for a magazine. So as they send a letter to a large mailing list, the first statement says, some of the people receiving this letter already subscribe to the magazine, while others do not. From this mailing list, 45% of those who already subscribe will subscribe again. So this is the important line that we need for the matrix. 45% of those who already subscribe will subscribe again. So subscribe, now also subscribe. What percentage? 45. If 45 subscribe and again subscribe, how many will not subscribe? 1 minus 0.45, that is 0.55. So 45% subscribe again means 55% will not subscribe. The second statement, 30% of those who do not now subscribe, that is I am here, they don't subscribe now, will subscribe now. So do not, but now they want to subscribe. What percentage? 30%. So 30% do not subscribe earlier, but after seeing the letter, they want to subscribe now. That means how many do not subscribe? 1 minus 0.3, that is 0.70. Once I fill up this transition matrix, I have to see initially what happened. Here initial represents for the previous letter how many responded. What is the previous letter condition given? On the last letter, it was found that 40% of those receiving it ordered a subscription. So what is the initial share tells me? Subscribe, do not subscribe. So what is the percentage given? Initially, that is after receiving the last letter, 40% ordered. So 40% subscribe means 0.40 subscribe. That means how many do not subscribe? 1 minus 0.40, that is 0.60. So I have got what happened for the last letter. I have got the transition matrix. And what is my question? What percent of those receiving the current letter can be expected to order a subscription? So let me multiply these two. So what happens now? This is last year. And this I will call transition probability matrix. And now what I want? Current year. So after receiving this letter, let me multiply 0.40, 0.60 multiply with 0.45, 0.55, 0.30, 0.70. As we multiply and write, 0.40 into 0.45, 0.18. 0.60 into 0.30 plus 0.18. 0.40 into 0.55, 0.22. 0.60 into 0.70, 0.42. As I add and write the answer, 0.36, so decimal point, 0.64. So what do I conclude? This is subscribing and this is do not subscribe. So 36% I can take and write the answer will subscribe after receiving this current letter. So as in the question, what percent of those receiving the current letter can be expected to order? So 35% will subscribe after the current mail. and that is the answer. We'll see once again. The question discusses last year. After getting the mail, 40% subscribed while 60% did not subscribe. And this year, the transition matrix we see. Already subscribed, now also subscribe is 45% given in the question. This is 45% means the remaining will come here. 1 minus 0.45, 0.55. The second line says 30% those who don't subscribe will now subscribe. So 0.30 will be written here. This is 0.30 means this will be 1 minus 0.30, that is 0.70. The question is current year. After getting the letter, how many are expected to subscribe? So multiply these two. First row by first column gives me this answer. First row by second column gives me this answer. So this tells me how many subscribe. So 36% will subscribe after the current letter. Thank you. Exercise 1.3, question number 3. Two types of soaps A and B are in the market. So as I read the word two types of soaps, I will immediately write the transition probability matrix. So how do I write it? Using the two brands. What are the two brands? A, B. The next statement says, present market shares are 15% and 85%. So we write the present market share. What are the present market shares given? 0.15, 0.85. This is for A and this is for B. Of those who bought A the previous year, 65% will continue to buy it again. So A to A, I will write 65%, which is nothing but 0.65. While 35% switch over to B. So A to B is 35%. Next, 55% buy it again. This is for B. Of those who bought B the previous year, 55% buy it again. So B to B, I have to fill this one. You mistake and write here, the entire problem goes wrong. So as we read the problem, A to where, B to where is very important. So B, buy it again. So B to B only 0.55. Then what is the remaining? 45% switch over to A. So we have completed the transition probability matrix. The question is, find their market shares. So we have to multiply 0.15 after 1 year. So my heading will be after 1 year. Let me multiply 0.15, 0.85 multiply with 0.65, 0.35, 0.45, 0.55. As I multiply, let us remember row 1 by column 1. So what is your answer? 0.15 into 0.65 is 0.15 into 0.65, 0.0975. 0.85 into 0.45, 0.3825. Then first row by second column, 0.15 into 0.35, 0.0525 plus 0.85 into 0.55, 0.4675. Put the total. This is equal to 0.48 and 0.52. So we will say after 1 year, A's share is 48% and B's share is 52%. The question also asks for when is the equilibrium reached. So remember the word at equilibrium. What is before and what is after are same. That is AB in the beginning means my answer also should be AB. So what is the transition matrix that we get in this problem? 0.65, 0.35, 0.45, 0.55. As I multiply first row by first column, 0.65A plus 0.45B. First row by second column, 0.35A plus 0.55B. This is equal to AB given. Let me compare first and first element because both are equal. So first and first I am comparing. 0.65A plus 0.45. Instead of B I can write 1 minus A equals to A. Bring 0.65 to the other side and multiply this. 0.45 into 1, 0.45 into A equals, no number means treat it as 1A. 1A minus 0.65A. Here I have only 0.45. 1A minus 0.65A is 0.35A. Bring minus to the other side plus 0.45A. So we get 0.80A is equal to 0.45 or A equal to 0.45 divided by 0.80, that is 0.5625. You can also write the percentage, 56.25 percentage. And what is B value? B equals 1 minus A. B equals 1 minus 0.5625. That is 0.4375. I can equivalently write 43.75 percentage. So at equilibrium, A's share is 56.25 and B's share is 43.75 percentage. So we see the entire sketch of the problem. The first line we write transition probability matrix consisting of AB. The second line is present market share. We multiply both to get after 1 year and my answer is 48% and 52%. The word equilibrium means AB multiply with a matrix must yield AB. As I multiply, compare the first element and I get A value 0.5625, B value 0.4375. Take and write the answer. At equilibrium, A and B share the market with 56.25% and 43.75%. Question number 4, exercise 1.3. Two products A and B currently share the market with shares 50% and 50%. So this word tells me current share. So what is the current share given? It is 0.50 and 0.50. Each week some branch switching takes place. Branch switching says A to B, B to A or A to A, B to B itself. Of those who bought A the previous week. So we are going to write the transition matrix. So let us remember this we call what? Transition probability matrix. So A to A what is given? 60% buy it again. So A to A is 0.60. So what will be the remaining? 40% switch over to B. So this is 0.40. Of those who bought B the previous week, 80% buy it again. So where should I write? In this place. B again B. What percentage? 80%. So what is the remaining? 20. So only 20 is switching over to A. Now the question is find the shares after 1 week. So this is current share. This is transition matrix and I want after 1 week. See, sometimes switching takes place in years, sometimes switching takes place over months, but this question they have given each week. So after 1 week, what happens? Let us multiply. 0.50 multiply with 0.60, 0.40, 0.20, 0.80. As I multiply, first row by first column. 50 into 60. 50 into 20. Then first row by second column. 50 into 40. 50 into 80. So you can very well use the calculator and find the answer 0.40, 0.60. So A's share is 0.40 and B's share is 0.60. Now the question is, when is the equilibrium reached? So when you want to write at equilibrium, let us remember at equilibrium. You start with AB, you multiply with a matrix, again you get only AB. And my answer is, what is that AB? With a condition that A plus B is 1, B equals 1 minus A. Let me multiply first row by first column. 0.60A plus 0.20B. First row by first column. Compare with the first element A. Wherever B comes, I can very well write 1 minus A. So B becomes 1 minus A equal to A. Bring 60A this side. This I can multiply. 0.20, 0.20A. A minus 0.60A. This is minus 0.20 will go to the other side. So 0.20 is equal to, no number means 1. 1 minus 0.60 is 0.40. And this I am taking to the other side. So my answer reduces to 0.20 is, adding these two together, 0.60A. So what is A? A is equal to 0.20 divided by 0.60. Or it is 1 by 3 I can say, or else so A value 33.33%. So what is B value? 1 minus A, 1 minus 0.333, which I can write 0.6667, which can be written as 66.67%. So at equilibrium, A value 33.33 and B value 66.67%.